I'm a priest.
Ah, that is great. Because I was trying to figure out something. You say you're here for religion. Okay, not be not be already
Yeah, I'm a priest.
a priest.
Changing the narratives with Mr. B.
On your side.
I'm good. I
Look
did
at
good.
you, look great.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, please, I want to ask you one or two things through this interview, and I believe a lot of people are going to learn. All right, we are doing this for educational purpose, just to share from our own life experience here in Rome. You understand? I believe it takes only your own life experience to also educate people out there who desire. Because you are right now, somebody is inspiring to be in your position, as you are also inspiring to be another person's position, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Before I come back to give you just a minute to introduce yourself, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, my great viewers, depending on the place you are watching us from. We are back again with another episode of this program, Changing the Narratives, saying it the way it is in the city of Rome. We are here with one of our big brother in this very city. Although, don't just worry. We are going to share from his own experience, right from his own land of nativity down to this very place. I will beg you, please stay tight to the end of this broadcast. As we do say, you are not going to have any regret at all. All right, let us turn to our brother. Do you want to introduce yourself? I beg, introduce yourself to them. Let us know who we have as a guest. I beg.
I am a Nigerian and
Okay.
I'm here in Rome for a sojourn. I'm still around.
Okay, like, which part of Nigeria are you from? So let them know.
I was originally, my parents are from the east, but I was born and raised in the north.
Okay,
So I'm more like a full Nigerian.
okay, all right. Sir, how long have you been here now?
Oh, this is my fourth year.
Fourth year.
Fourth year in Rome.
Okay, so, like, what was your basic purpose of coming here?
I actually came here for studies, actually.
Okay,
I came here, I was sent to come study for a particular purpose, and so far so good. It has been beautiful.
okay, okay. You came here purposely to study. Like,
Yeah.
what were you what are you studying, or are you done with the study now?
I'm in it. I'm not done yet.
Okay, like, how long is it going to take?
Just a couple of years. I'm almost rounding up.
Okay, what exactly are you studying?
I'm studying in line with religious. I'm studying sacred scriptures, and it is right with religious backgrounds. And
Okay, in line with Islamic or
no, I'm studying based on my Catholic faith. I'm studying sacred scriptures, the Bible.
okay, you're a Christian.
Yeah.
You know, when you said you were raised in the north, so I was thinking that.
I was just born and raised in the north.
Okay.
You know, for Nigerians, we grew up different places, and it's a normal thing.
But not that you are into priesthood or something.
Yeah, I think I'm a priest.
Ah, that is great. Because I was trying to figure out something. Say you're here for religion. Okay, not be not be. What is it? Thank you so much. We are
Okay, I am
having
a priest.
very sooner coming priests
I am not coming priest. I am a priest. Hello.
already.
I am a priest.
A priest. Thank you, sir, for honoring this invitation. I can see the reason why you were a little bit.
No, I wouldn't grant interviews like this because I'm not
understand.
prepared for it.
I quite
And
understand. I quite understand.
just-
Sorry, sir. Okay, please. I don't know if you want us to like dive into your area to also educate us about this very life of a priest here in Rome and even general. Because a lot of people have been making demand. Try to enter the Vatican, go and interview the priests, the sisters there. It's not really easy. No one of them want to grant us interview. We are so fortunate to have you today. So how is priesthood here? How is it in general? Because it's something that we are looking from a distance.
First of all, the call to the priesthood is a privilege call that God gives to man
Okay?
who would accept to answer his call.
Okay.
Especially for being Africans and from Nigeria, coming to the seat of the church, Rome, to study, has its challenges, also has its positive fruit you will reap from studying here in Rome because of the richness of the church you find here.
Okay.
But just as you know that humans, and wherever there is human, there is peculiarity of problems that is associated to being a priest,
Okay.
especially not being from your own place. You're coming from Nigeria and you're in Rome. But it's a beautiful thing because some people came here for studies and some other people came here for religious purposes. So that's basically it. It has its challenges. Life is in general has it. You have to encounter challenges, surmount them, and eventually you become better.
All right.
You would, as long as you're human, you would always meet with challenges. It's not a new thing, but it has actually it's a new dynamics that makes it a bit more difficult. But it's a beautiful thing.
All right, sir. Okay, there's this question that is people have been asking me since I've been here because once a time I was one in Masava in the Catholic faith. I think I was born and brought up as a Catholic member, although later on, when I came here, I switched to Pentecostal for personal reasons. Okay, now, a lot of people have been asking this question that we know too well that this Rome is a center of Catholic, right? We have the Vatican. I've visited Vatican in several occasions, right? But still on being a Nigerian, the person who was born and brought up in Nigeria, coming here, we see that this Italy, a place where we have the tomb of our elite, our fathers of faith like Peter, Apostle Peter, and all that. The things we are seeing here as a culture, honestly, what can you say about that? Especially in Italy.
One thing is I would assure anybody is that when you come into Europe, is the fact that you would meet with culture shock and secularism. We live in a place where, basically, in quotes, the government seems to be working, and there is this common saying that says that difficult times create strong people, easy times create weak people. I think that is what happened here in Europe because of the fact that you seem to get everything you want.
Okay.
There is a stability with what happens here, and I think that has influenced with the rise of advent of social media. It has influenced different narrative. Everybody shares his narrative, and we live in a world people are no longer ready to go into in-depth research for something and know about it. And because of that, people are easily influenced by whatever anybody says. And that is a lot of influences we have here in Europe, and especially in Italy. I was scandalized too that we have beautiful churches here in Rome, but sometimes you see very little people going to the church. But eventually, I know every phase has a revolution to it, and Rome would always be Rome, and it's a beautiful place. It's away from home, and I am very optimistic as a priest, not as a normal human being. I'm optimistic that a time would come when this particular phase of the European secularism, something like against the church, would fizzle out, and there would be a revolution where people come back to believe more in Jesus and also do more things to propagate their faith. That's what I think. Rome is a beautiful city, but you would meet all the culture shock you wouldn't expect to see here in Rome. But it's part of being human to experience all those things. So I am not scandalized anymore.
Yeah, because you know the reason why I asked that question was that whoever that thinks about Rome, they expect it to be a place whereby this Catholic faith or Christian faith should be upheld in a great extent, because these have been the background of the church or the backbone of Bible histories and all that. You understand me? I think here was the place where Apostle Peter was brought for persecution and all that. You understand me? So this Rome has a long history of this a Catholic faith or Christian faith, but still till today, people want to believe that here would have been a place where that sends out more signals on how to do things right in the Christian faith. But what people are saying is opposite. So this is the reason why I just like to ask that question. So
first, you would know one thing.
Okay.
We live, the church has two faces, like a two part of a coin.
Okay.
The divine and the human.
Okay.
God, for his part, has done all he could do.
Okay.
He has done all he was willing to do and all he will continue to do. But also for the human part would always fail because they are human. And that is it is the human frailty that you meet with here in Rome that makes it seem, in quote, I would say in quotes, that it seemed to permit so many aberrations. But what I'm very optimistic is that there are many faithful Catholics. There are many also good Christians here in Rome. But in any place you have a human dynamics, you would always meet with the in quotes the ills that would affect your sensibility. But that is part of human thing. I'm optimistic that it gets better every day.
So, like, what is your vision? Are you here to? You've done all you need to do in terms of study now as a priest. You're already a priest. Are you busy here, or you are planning to move another
I'm not going to base here in Italy. I'm going back home.
to Nigeria?
I'm supposed to go help out with young people, also become priests. So basically, I came here for studies, and when I'm done, I'll be sent home to study. In the Catholic Church, you're answerable to your bishop who sent you for a purpose, and when he sends you, when you're done with it, you go back home. That's basically it. So I'm not here to stay. I'm here just for the studies, and when I'm done, I go home.
All right. Okay. Last question, sir. Please, how is life like growing up as a Christian in the northern region of Nigeria?
I must tell you that it is beautiful till the rise of insecurity, religious intolerance, in the sense that as a young child, I never knew. I grew up in a part where we grew up in a Muslim area, dominated area, and it was a beautiful experience. Still, that rise of separations, and that gave room for some intolerance, which I must tell you, it's not a beautiful thing to see. But we are optimistic that things will get better. Nigeria is not where it should be. Every part of Nigeria has a picture that it depicts, which is not the ideal picture. And I think also for the Christians in the northern part of Nigeria, they face their bitter pills of testifying to their faith. What I know is that there are still very faithful Christians, indigenous people who are ready to stand for Christ. Even come rain, come shine, they are ready to even give up their life for Christ. And it is very encouraging to see people who are ready to risk their life for Christ. I must tell you that the northern crisis has been politicized. It has also some extreme views of the religion. But essentially, when there is a good understanding of what our religious beliefs are, and know that we are one together, we are all one by the brotherhood of being humans, then things can get better. We hope that it gets better, but at the moment, it is not.
What would be your word of advice to this upcoming young priests that desire to become a priest here, or maybe Africa, all over the world, by your experience and through the processes that you have passed through so far?
The priesthood is a precious vocation. I would always say this: in my next life, I would like to be a priest.
Next life, even
If
there be any chance.
if it exists in quotes that one is allowed to choose what he wants to be, it's a beautiful vocation. Or don't you think I'm looking good being a priest?
You are looking good, honestly.
For young people, we live in a world where there are so many voices. And because there are so many voices, young people tend to listen to voices that tend to satisfy what their inclinations are. Amidst these voices, there is this gentle wind, the gentle voice of God that says to you, come serve me. Not just as a priest, but also as a good parishioner, as a good Christian, or as a good Christian. So within these voices, we should create time for God. Being a priest has its challenges. The vocation to the priesthood is a call. You're called from the people. You don't you don't become perfect when you're called from the people. But knowing fully well that you have chosen a path, it demands dedication, it demands a relationship with your God. And if it's what you can do, if you think you have discerned the purpose of God's call for you, come in. It is beautiful. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it should be the most prestigious vocation and the happiest vocation. It is a beautiful call for those who are not here for, in quotes, some motives they think that the priesthood offers. Because if you think you're coming for some other reasons, you might be disappointed. The call to serve Jesus is a beautiful thing, and it would accompany you throughout the journey. It can get difficult, it can be discouraging, people will laugh at you. I remember sometimes on a bus here, young people, when I told, we're just in with a group of young boys, young girls, and they invited me to the party because I was a friendly, look, I was having a good chat with them on the bus, and they told me, come, Stasera, there is a party, I should come around. And when I told them I'm a priest, oh, they were scandalized, and they said, in this era, young people shouldn't be priests, it's for old people. Oh, it's not true. St. Augustine will say that God has made us for himself, and our hearts are restless until we find God. And that is what every person tries to satisfy. You see, me, a lot of rich people around, but in depth, they're still searching for Jesus because that part of you belongs to God. And except you give it to God, you would always search for happiness and peace elsewhere. Except you go into that particular field where Jesus wants you to be, you wouldn't find peace. Young people, serve God. It's beautiful to serve God. And when you meet with God, your story changes. Because nobody who meets with Jesus and remains the same. It changes every story.
All right.
And that is why I say thank you for this opportunity. Please join and support him in his views.
Thank you
It's
so
a
much, sir.
privilege.
I know I don't want to take much of your time. Honestly, I think you have dived into a lot of issues that we wanted to ask you again, like the challenges of being a priest. And because you have talked about the advantages, the beauty of it. But I believe whoever wants to like answer that, or even though they have it in mind, they will also know some certain challenges that might come their way, so that in order for them to prepare for them, right?
Jesus says, whoever wants to follow me must take up his cross and follow me. The sense of cross means that there is also problems.
All right.
But in all that, God would not give you a cross that you cannot carry. And that is the beautiful thing about the priesthood. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. God bless you. We
Thank
never
you
take
very
this
much.
opportunity for granted. Thank you so much. It's a privilege of having you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you, sir.